I'm the son of Muriel McKay, and I want to speak out about why we're pursuing the search behind the property at 447 Bethnal Green Road, which at the time of my mother's kidnap was a tailor shop regularly visited by Arthur Hussain, one of the convicted murderers, and where he used to deliver his tailoring work. We publicly announced a £1 million reward offer in mid-2025 to find my mother's burial place, hoping a lead would come forward. The reward amount was offered by a benefactor, and a credible witness did come forward. It was Hayley, now aged in her mid-60s, the daughter of Percy Chaplin, owner of the tailor shop in Bethnal Green Road, and she gave us critical information. Hayley, as part of her evidence, has also given us a sworn, notarized statement saying that her father believed that my mother, Muriel McKay, was buried in the garden behind the tailor shop, where her family lived at the time of the kidnap in 1969-70. Hayley's father died on the 19th of December 2022, aged in his early 90s. He'd lived in fear after the kidnap in 1969 for 53 years until his death, fearing he might be drawn into the kidnap investigation. And because of that fear, Percy Chaplin had sworn his family to complete secrecy until his death. We can only imagine the stresses of keeping the secret had on his wife and two young children. Sadly, Hayley's mother later committed suicide. By the 22nd of December 2022, just days after Percy's death, Hayley, with genuine empathy and compassion towards our family, and probably some long-term guilt, was already trying to contact the police to share the details of a detailed letter that her father had revealed on his deathbed. During this time, we also had contact with her brother Richard, who basically supported Hayley's information. Hayley approached the police in good faith, genuinely wanting to do the right thing, but also probably fearing the possibility herself of being accused of withholding information from the past. Amazingly, the police dismissed her information in 2023, and again after she wrote to them as well. But most importantly, they withheld her very existence from us. We had no idea that new information had been given to the police. Yes, we eventually got in touch with Hayley, who finally tracked us down, as I said, in 2025, and was quite confused that we didn't already know her story. Hayley just assumed we weren't interested, because the way the police had ignored her. The reality of this is quite simple. Somebody decided we were just to be kept entirely in the dark with this new lead, at the very time when we were working alongside the same police officers searching at Rook's Farm. Hayley, although mystified by the police's lack of response, hasn't given up. She now lives in Israel with her husband and son, and at her own expense, she and her family recently travelled to London and visited us. She also attended the High Court with us to sincerely support our application to gain access to the back garden at 447 Bethnal Green Road, Hayley's former home. Hayley was also prepared, had we been able to gain access, to show us the place she believed was the burial place her father had identified. But sadly, this didn't happen on this occasion. And now, as we continue to seek again a lawful search of the Bethnal Green property, we understand the police are speaking to the new property owners privately, encouraging them to believe that our information is both flimsy and should not be taken seriously. And they've also briefed the leaseholder that scanning is unreliable, despite its proven success with police and security forces worldwide. Publicly, the police say they're not involved. Yet privately, they undermine our efforts at every turn. The police quote simply dismissed Haley's lead early in 2023. They buried it and now seem invested in keeping it buried. But it finally got through to us after almost 2.5 years. All we're asking for is a short, non-invasive search, the kind of work that would take an afternoon. Nothing more. We'll pay for the electronic scanning team and guarantee the owner no damage. Finally, ask yourself why Percy Chaplin's daughter would publicly admit such detailed, personal, incriminating information. In this case, it even includes the fact that Percy Chaplin, her father, knew about the kidnap that was being planned in 1969 before it happened. After more than 55 years, every credible lead deserves to be followed. We will certainly not stop our search. I can personally assure you that this is the most compelling lead since the Hossain brothers were arrested in 1970. It has now completely changed the narrative behind this crime, regardless of whether the police want to know. Why would the police object to a search that would be at no cost to them and might finally close the case for the family? Even though it might highlight the ineptitude of the current Metropolitan Police Kidnap Department in solving a 56-year-old crime and having 2.5 years ago dismissed it as credible evidence. It's quite unbelievable.